Hello, this is Corin Webster, and today I'm going to be doing a video on natural navigation and how you can use your surroundings to work out where you are and help out if you're in a survival situation. So today we're going to be using this tree as an example of how to find out basically where south is and all your other compass points. So the big thing we're going to look at first is the colour of this tree and the moss. So if you can see down here, if I get a bit closer, you can see it's kind of green. It's got lots of moss on it on this side here, whereas if I walk around to this side of the tree, it's a lot more bare, and it's a lot, like, if you touch it, it's a lot drier than this side, which is a bit like waxy, and as you can see there's green stuff coming off my finger. Around this side it's all really dry. Now that is really useful for working out where the sun is, as obviously this side we'll see the sun a lot more than this side. With the sun, obviously it rises in the east and sets in the west, so as the sun goes up and round, it is going to spend most of its time in the south. This is because obviously in the UK we're at the top of the north hemisphere, and so it's not going to be directly above us, it's going to be slightly at an angle, so the sun will kind of fall around like this and set that way. So we can work out that this side is the side that's facing the south, as it is a lot drier and there's not any moss or wetness on it, whereas this side is most likely facing northwards or away. Basically it's never going to see the sun because it looks a lot more wet. Another way that we can work out which way south is from looking at the branches up there. So if we look at the branches at the top of the tree here, you can see that there's most of the branches are on this right side of the tree, whereas there's only one or two on this left side of the tree here. This is because, obviously similar to the wetness and down here, branches when they grow go towards the sun, and so most of the branches are going to be on the side where they get the most sun, which is this side here, and then there's going to be less branches this side where there's less sun. So that's really helpful for working out that that side is probably south, as obviously the sun will be in the south most of the day, whereas this side will be the north because it's really bare and really wet on this tree. So that's how you can use a tree to work out your compass points. Another important part of natural navigation you can use is the wind and birds. So obviously the wind, most of our wind comes from the west, as in England there's a massive ocean to our west, and so breezes and different types of wind won't have as much resistance as it will come from other directions, so, and there's a longer distance to travel, so it can build up more speed. So lots of our higher strength winds come from the west. So if you look in trees, which I can't unfortunately see it in the moment, but if you look in trees, and there's the majority of the birds' nests will all be on the east side, because obviously as the wind comes through, they want to have most of their wind blocked by the main part of the tree, whereas if it was on the west, high winds would knock it off and knock the nest onto the floor. Another really important thing with birds, which is only really important in the colder months, so autumn into winter, is that they obviously migrate. So if you look up and see a large formation of birds, like a triangle short shape with one bird at the front, and then they go back into different triangles, and if they're all going in the same direction, that direction most likely will be south if you're in the north hemisphere, as obviously they're going to somewhere that's going to be warmer. So in the winter or autumn, if you see a big group of birds all flying in one direction, it's most likely going to be there going south. So that is a really useful way to use birds and the wind to navigate. Thank you for watching.